Maneshinde, I know you don't really want to talk about statements being made, but we do have now the doctor who's gone on record to say that this was not murder, this was clearly suicide. I just want to cut in for just about 30 seconds. I'm going to come right back to you because now the spotlight is going to be back on the CBI because now they'll have to prove the abetment charge. Just stay with me, sir.
Certain so-called news channels have been saying that, there'll be a case of 302 that will be registered. This is a case of murder. They've called the AIMS doctors corrupt. But all of that makes absolutely no sense because it is the same people who originally wanted the CBI and the AIMS to examine the evidence. Now that the evidence is at hand and this is the conclusion this team has reached, that final decision needs to be accepted by all. Otherwise, this is a never-ending stream. What will you ask for next? Scotland Yard probe, an FBI probe by the investigating agencies in the United States. You'll want the police to come down from Mars. It makes no sense. It's an never-ending cycle. Therefore, the theatre...
We're going to try and play that reaction. But Mr. Maneshinde, let me come right back to you. Mr. Maneshinde, now the focus is going to be back to the CBI because, of course, the family wants a fresh forensic panel. God alone knows what would be, the answer to that demand because now there is AIMS that has pretty much ruled out murder. They say it's suicide. Spotlight will be back on the CBI, Mr. Maneshinde, and now the CBI would need to prove whether there was abetment to suicide. That was the charge to begin with.
Well, if you look at the case which has been filed by the family before the Patna police, which was unrelated to the Mumbai police, they made an allegation that it's a case of abatement to suicide. So the lawyer who drafted it, the family who signed it, the police who took cognizance of that case were fully aware that it's a case of abatement to suicide at the most, which is registered at the end. All allegations were being made against Rhea Chakraborty, in spite of the fact that from the 8th of June, she had left the residence because she was told by Sushant Singh to leave the house. So question of abatement does not arise, even that allegation was false. Subsequently, the narrative has changed because of a few media agencies getting involved and to make allegations of murder and all kinds of allegations. In spite of that, I have not made a single statement about the so-called murder, so-called abatement or suicide. We are facing these investigations right from the first day till today without any murmur. But in spite of all that, all kinds of speculations are being made, stories are being floated, all kinds of narratives are being changed from day to day, from abatement to suicide, now it has come to murder. And now when somebody like Dr. Gupta, who is supposed to have conducted the test, given an opinion of the board, if the CBI confirms it, then I can make any statement as far as his statement is concerned. But I'm not concerned with what Dr. Gupta has said in the media or to certain news agencies or the record of some tape-recorded conversation which took place on the 22nd of August, 3 days after the Supreme Court transferred the matter to the CBI. So it is too premature for all these half-baked journalists to get involved and jump to a conclusion. So it's totally pointless for me to comment on these kinds of stories that are being floated. But one thing is for sure, Rhea Chakraborty was not in the residence of Sushant Singh Rajput from 8th to the 14th of June, number one. Number two, she is not the immediate cause of his suicide or abatement to suicide. If at all somebody is concerned, it is the two sisters who were coordinating with various doctors who were administering illegally prescribed drugs and Sushant Singh's habit of consuming drugs. In fact, this family brought into the picture about his drug habit. So therefore, if they are complaining of foul play, if they are complaining of any insult to a dead person, they are the ones who are responsible for this conduct.